Alright, so today in this video, I will introduce the new version of Databutton, which I think is the first AI coding platform out there to come with reasoning capabilities and takes more like a agentic approach. So today in this video, I'll be building a full stack web application using Databutton, and yeah, I'll show you all the cool features the platform has to offer in a bit. And if that sounds interesting, without wasting further ado, let's jump straight in. Alright, so this right here is Databutton, and the first thing that you gotta do is to click the first link in the description below and head over to databutton.com, and you can go ahead and sign up for a new account. And if you go through the homepage itself, you'll be able to find a bunch of examples of all these sites that are actually built using Databutton and all the cool features it has to offer. So it says our reasoning agent is the first to ever. I mean, it's kind of like a unique approach when it comes to coding sort of things, and surely I'll talk more about it later. And the first thing that you gotta do is to obviously visit the website and sign up for a new account. So once you sign into the platform, this is going to be the kind of screen that you'll see. And to quickly get started and to create a first app using AI, all you gotta do is to click on this button that says new app. And now it will take you to this onboarding flow where you need to enter details about your app, like the description, requirements, inspiration, and integrations. So first up, we'll start by describing the kind of app that I want to build, who is it for, and what it does. All right. So I'll go ahead and say, or before that, let me say that I'm building a resume builder website where users could come ahead and put all the information like their personal details, name, email, let's say work experience, educational history, and all that. And with the press of a button, the user should be able to download the resume. So basically, that's the kind of app that we're trying to develop today using Databutton. So I'll go ahead and say, so this is the initial, let's say, description that I'll give. So it says a resume builder website where users can enter their information and create and download the resume in a single click. The user should be shown a real-time preview of the resume as they enter the details. So whenever they make any changes, the same should be reflected and should be shown in the preview. And when they're done, they can click on a button and download it. And again, we'll be also implementing all cool features like authentication and store all this information in a database and all that stuff. And now I'll go ahead and click on the continue button. And now we are in the requirement stage and it says, can you upload what you have so far? So now you got to upload all the documents that you already have about the app. So if you have been working on your app and you have all the designs or maybe let's say mockups or wireframes or all that kind of stuff, you can go ahead and upload it in here. In this context, let's say I've prepared a requirements document. So I can go ahead and drag and drop or upload it in here. In a similar fashion, you can go ahead and upload your design references or codes. And now I've already prepared a requirements PDF file. So I'll go ahead and drag and drop it in here. And if you ask me what exactly is there in the requirements file, this is what it is. So basically I went ahead and added a few details and features that I want in my app, and I saved it as a PDF file and I uploaded the same to Databutton. And if you have any more files, you can go ahead and upload it. You have the option to go ahead and select and upload multiple files, by the way. And next up, I'll go ahead and click on continue. And now it says inspiration. Do you have any website or images we can use for inspiration? So if you have a mockup or let's say a screenshot of other website, or let's say if you want to give some source of information to this AI to take inspiration from, you can go ahead and upload the same in here. Now I've downloaded two different screenshots. So I'll go ahead and drag and drop it in here. So number 1 and number 2. So okay, let me wait. So as you can see, we have both of these screenshots uploaded in here, and I'll go ahead and click on the continue option. And now this is the place where you can go ahead and explicitly mention the services that you want to integrate within your app. As for authentication, we have two options and they are Firebase Auth and Superbase Auth. For now, I'll keep it as Firebase. Next up, as for database, we have two options. One is Firestore and the other one is Superbase database. And I'll go ahead and select Firestore as we are using Firebase Auth. And again, for payments, you have two options and they are Stripe and Lemon Squeezy. So obviously Stripe. And again, for storage, you have a couple of options like Firebase storage, Superbase storage, AWS S3, and also Google Cloud storage. But for now, I'll keep it as Firebase storage. Okay, so yeah, you're free to choose whatever platforms or integrations that you want to include in your app. And I can go ahead and click on the Let's Start button. And it's now that the reasoning capabilities of Databutton really starts to kick in. Now, based on all the information, all the requirements and, inspirational content and all the screenshots, everything that we uploaded, the AI will go through all of these documents and create an extensive list of things to do and also break down the entire app into multiple modules. And it will go ahead and list it all out in a nice way. And we can start building module by module. So I'll show all that in a bit. Now, let's just wait for, let's say, Databutton to, kind of create the initial, task list and all that. So let's wait. All right, so Databutton thought for a few seconds and here it have created an extensive plan to build our app. So if you look at to the left side, you'll be able to find 3 sections called as in progress, to do and done. And in the to-do section, the AI within Databutton has went ahead and broken down our complex website into multiple modules or part, and it has laid out it nicely. So as you can see, it first says create a landing page that showcases the resume builder features, set up Firebase authentication with email password login, create a basic resume form with real-time preview, implement the resume data persistent with Firestore, add PDF download functionality, blah 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 stuff, right? And now the next thing that we want to do is to, let's say, go ahead and execute the task one by one. And towards the right side, you'll be able to find the chat interface where you can converse with the AI, upload images, and also you can find your remaining credits. And as you can see, it says, could you take a look at the task list, RES1 through RES8, and let me know if that aligns with your vision. I suggest you start with, okay. So first we'll start with creating a landing page. So every time you're about to create an app using Databutton, so this is the kind of flow that you'll go through. So after you give all your requirements, the AI will go ahead and break down everything into, let's say, these kind of tasks, and the AI will go ahead and reiterate and build each task one by one and to make up the final product. So first I'll go ahead and say, okay, this looks good. Let's start with, let's say what it is, RES1, which is actually the landing page. So okay, there's a spelling mistake, that's okay. And now the AI will go ahead and take this RES1 thing and put it in the in progress section, and we'll start building it. So as you can see, the RES1, that is the first module, is in progress section, and the AI has started writing the code. So it says, I'll update the task status and start working on the landing page, and let me take ownership of RES1. And now the AI is thinking itself and, taking all the decisions, installing the packages, writing the code. And now it will take some time, so all you gotta do is to sit back and relax. So let AI do its job, and once the AI completes writing the code, we'll take it up from there. So let's wait. All right, so seems like the AI has created the landing page for our app, and if I click on the preview option and if I click on landing, I should be able to see it, and there you have it. And if I click on open preview, you should be able to find a full screen preview of the landing page that the AI has created for us. So this right here is the landing page, and it is actually really nice. So we have a couple of template placeholders in here. We have nice hover effects along with the use template option. We have a footer, navbar. Ooh, the navbar even have a translucent kind of effects, see-through effect, glass morphism. It's also actually really great. And so far, I'm pretty happy with the kind of, let's say, a landing page that the AI has created for us. And the AI is now asking if I want to deploy my app. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click on the deploy button. And again, one more cool feature that is available within Databutton is that you can go ahead and deploy your app in a single click. All you gotta do is to click on this deploy button and select the URL and click on the deploy button, and the AI will go ahead and deploy it and make it live on the internet. And you can go ahead and share that link, and pretty much anyone will be able to access your app. So that's how the deployment feature in Databutton works. And now the AI asks, would you like to mark RES1 as completed, right? Okay, so pretty much the landing page part is pretty much done. So I'll go ahead and click on this yes mark as done option. All right, so the first part of our website, that is the landing page part, is done. And now if I move over to the plan tab, I should be able to find the next one. And again, as you can see, the first module is now moved over to the done part, RES1, it's completed. And next up, let's just set up Firebase authentication and user profiles. And that is what we're going to, implement next. And as you can see, the deployment is successful. And if I click on deployment, and this is the address that I can use to access my app. And if you visit this link right here, you'll be able to access your deployed app. Next up, let's just go ahead and set up Firebase authentication and user profile. And it also asks us, would you like to review the landing pages or provide any feedback, or shall we move on to the RES2 to implement Firebase authentication? So if you want to make any changes to your landing page, you can just go ahead and move to the landing page. So let's say you want to change some colors, add images, or add some cards, or do any kind of changes. You can go ahead and ask the AI to do that in here. But for now, I'll go ahead and move over to RES2. So everything looks good. Let's move to RES2 to implement auth. Okay, so I can go ahead and hit enter. And now the AI will go ahead and take this RES2 from the to-do part and put it in progress section and start writing the code for the same. So let's wait. And the agentic approach, or let's say the reasoning capabilities of Databutton, is clearly evident from this particular section right here. So it says thought for a moment, updating the task. So it went ahead and took this particular part, RES2, from to do and put it in the in progress section. And again, it is now researching and doing all the thought process. And when it comes with, let's say, a final plan, it will go ahead and write the code. And in between, if the AI encounters, let's say, any conflicts, or let's say it has to take input from the user, it will come ahead and ask the user. So yeah, that's how the AI in Databutton generally works. And again, if you click on any of these particular tasks right here, for example, let me click on this one right here, you'll be able to find all the activity, the description, title, and if you want to, you can also go ahead and add a comment as well. Okay, now if I go ahead and select this one right here, as you can see, Databutton has added some here. So you can see started implementing the landing page, created the initial version and all that. All the change logs and everything is kept track of. So as you can see, it is now asking us, okay, could you please install the Firebase authentication extension from the extension section in your app's configure page? All right, so next up, I need to enable the Firebase authentication extension. I guess I can click on add Firebase option right here and I should be pretty much good to go. Or maybe I can move over to settings and let's say extensions and Firebase auth. Okay, so I can install it. And again, I need to go ahead and grab all these details from Firebase and put it up in here. So next up, let me just go ahead and grab it. So I can open this full guide in the docs option and we have a full guide as to how you can get all this information. So first up, I'll go ahead and click on the Firebase console option. And the first thing that you're going to do is to create a new project, Resume Forge Pro, and you can go ahead and click on the continue button. And again, to use Firebase, you need a Google account. So go ahead and sign up for, or let's say log into your Google account and create a Firebase account and you should be good to go. Do you want, okay, let's keep it. Let's enable Gemini, click on continue. Maybe I'll disable Google Analytics, click on create project. And now within a couple of seconds, your Firebase project should be good to go. And we can copy all the details that Databutton has asked for. And as you can see, it says your Firebase project is ready and I can click on continue. And what are the details I need? So we need to copy this Firebase config. So it has API key, auth domain, project ID, storage bucket, and all that kind of stuff. So the next thing that you got to do is to click on this web icon right here. And maybe let's name our app. So I'll go ahead and say Resume app and click on register app. And now it will give us all the configuration stuff. So as you can see, we have all the details that Databutton has asked for. So I'll go ahead and copy this one from here, copy, head back to Databutton. And all you gotta do is to replace this particular object with the one that we copied. And that's all you gotta do. Now, if you click on this install button, Databutton will go ahead and install the Firebase authentication extension and will also link and add Firebase auth. So pretty much everything looks good. Update config, let's say. Now that specific part is done, next up we need to go ahead and enable providers for authentication and also add authorized domains. So as for providers, we need to go to authentication, sign-in methods and configure the auth providers. So head back and I'll go to, let's say, build authentication. And next up, okay, let's wait, get started. And here under sign-in methods, you need to enable the providers that you want to. I'll go ahead and enable email and password, click on save. And for now, I'll only keep, let's say, this provider that is email/password. So that part is done. Next up, we also need to add a authorized domain, right? So go to the authentication settings, authorized domain. Okay, you need to add the databutton.com and your deployed domain name to the authorized domains. So I'll head back to and go to settings. And here you should find an option that says authorized domains and click on, let's say, add domain. And first I'll put databutton.com, click on add. And next up, I need to copy my, let's say, my deployment address. And again, I'll add the same in here as well. Click on add. And now, as you can see, we have databutton.com and astro.databutton.app in here. And that should be pretty much it, as I guess. All right, so view guess. And I can click on update config and let's wait. Password, and I can go ahead and hit enter. So seems like the authentication part is done. So if I head over to, let's say, preview, open preview, I should be able to see, let's say, the authentication button or maybe the page to authenticate myself. So let's see. All right, so it seems like the authentication part is done. And if I open the preview in a new tab, I should see the authentication option. So I have enabled sign in with Google. And if I click on, let's say, sign in with Google, a pop-up should appear asking me to select the account. So let me select an account and click on continue. All right, so let me see. All right, so this right here is our dashboard and this is actually a really good one. So they have pulled my name and it says welcome Astro Joseph and my resumes. So when you start creating resumes, we'll find all that resumes in here. And here we also have a create a new resume option to create our new resume, which should not be functional by now. It's not. So I can head back to Databutton and I can go ahead and say, all right, so auth is working. And let me just move to, okay, let's move on. Okay, so I can hit enter. And now only people who are authenticated will be allowed to access our app and pretty much everything seems working. So let's see. So would you like to mark RES2 as completed? Set of Firebase, yes, mark as done. So as you can see, that is also moved to the done section. Now it says, let's start working on the resume editor, that is RES3. Okay, here is the proposed implementation plan. Create a data model for resumes in Firestore, editor interface, personal details and all that, form validation, looks good. So can say, let's start and hit enter. And now the AI will take this RES3 and put it in the in progress section and start working on it, start writing the code and doing all the configuration for us. So let's wait. So as you can see, RES3 is now in progress. So it will take some time. So let's wait till it is done and let's see how good of a resume editor can Databutton build for us. So let's wait. And again, at any point, if you want to see or change any settings of your project, you can go ahead and click on the settings icon right here, and you'll be able to find all the configuration for your app, such as name, page, app description, target audience design. And if you move over to the agent section, if you want set any custom instructions for the agent within Databutton, you can go ahead and put your custom instruction in here, design approach, key features, shapes, typography, and all that. You have the production URL. And now if you want to add a custom domain for the app you built using Databutton, you can go ahead and add it in here and send a request. You can enable or disable all the extensions, design, all the secret, that's like the API keys and all that stuff, collaborators, see all the packages installed and all that stuff from the configuration section right here. So that's for the settings button right here. And again, if you move over to the preview tab and if you click on, let's say, any of these pages, you'll be able to find all the pages within your project towards the left side. So here you have a section called as pages and you can find all these pages. We have login, logout, register and all that, and UI components, UI files, APIs, media, internal storage and all that. And you can expand each of these things and you'll be able to find all the files, or let's say files within that particular section. And similarly towards the right side, you can find the area where you converse with the AI. And here you also have a console or log of pretty much everything that's happening. And now let's say you want to view the file or the code for this particular file right here, that is dashboard. You can go ahead and click on edit code option and you'll be able to find the actual code responsible for that file. So that's also a cool feature. And if you want to check the responsiveness of your website, you can go ahead and preview it on desktop, tablet and mobile. So this is basically how you can make sure your website is responsive and is 100% usable on all these devices. And as you can see, AI is now making changes to all the files. So let's wait till it is done. And now as you can see, the AI is going through an extensive thought or reasoning process and it is making changes to the code in real time. So first it says add resume data model and basic editor layout. It went thought for a moment, returned the code and done everything. And after that it said, okay, update dashboard with proper structure and loading state. And it went ahead and made all the changes. Next up, add missing imports in a dashboard page. So it went ahead and thought for a moment and done everything and saved the learning to task RES3. And you can find the same in here. So pretty much everything that the AI has done till now was saved in here as a checkpoint. And now the AI is adding a section to add personal details step component, then update personal details import path, and then add summary step component, add work experience. And it is actually going, it's actually thinking for a moment, then writing the code, and it is reiterating and repeating the exact same process one by one. So this is more like the agentic approach that you get with using Databutton. And again, it will take some time. So it now says add educational step component, and I'll go ahead and wait till it is done. Alright, so seems like the AI is done with this third module right here, and it says, would you like to mark RES3, build the resume editor interface with basic session as complete? Alright, so it seems like the resume editor functionality is now fully implemented. If I head over to my app and click on the new resume option, it should show us this form where I can enter all the details. And once I'm done, I can click on the preview option to view the preview and also save and download the same. So let me quickly go ahead and fill out all the details. So I'll go ahead and put the name as, let's say, Astroki Joseph. So I went ahead and filled in some personal details in here. Obviously these are some dummy data. Next up, I'll move over to the professional summary section and you can enter your professional summary in here. So maybe I can use ChatGPT to generate all these details so that I don't have to sort of write it manually. So let me quickly go ahead and do that. So I went ahead and asked ChatGPT to write some content for me, and I'll go ahead and paste that dummy content in here. Next up, I have work experience. And if I click on this add work experience option, a form like this will appear and I can enter my company name, position and all that details. So let me go ahead and let's say copy some content. Company 1. Let's put CEO. Texas. November. Let's say 2023. End date. Let's put December 2024. and responsibilities and all that. I'll go ahead and copy some content, put it in here. Next up, maybe add another one, company 2. And now if you want to, you can also go ahead and add additional work experience and also delete the same as well. Next up, let's just move to the education section and click on add education. And maybe I can copy some, okay. Let's put as LPU, MCA. Random content. Now I'll move over to the skills section and I can add all these skill in here. For that, I might actually go ahead and let's say front end. Okay, maybe I can go ahead and say React, beginner, JavaScript, advanced, HTML, beginner, CSS. And if you want, you can also go ahead and add some more additional, let's say, details. And now that we have filled all these things, if I click on the preview option, I should be able to see a preview of my resume, and there you have it. So this is the basic resume that the our website has created for us. So we have all these details like the professional summary, the name, email, all these details, work experience, the positions, the company name, the time frame, the description and all that, education, and also all these skills as well. Cool, right? So pretty much all these functionalities that we wanted is actually working. And if you want to, you can go ahead and make any changes, and I can also go ahead and save and download it is what I guess. So if I click on save and download option, actually that feature is not actually working. Okay, that's no problem. Now in a similar fashion, you can go ahead and complete all the tasks that is listed in the to-do section right here and complete all the functionalities, and then move on to the next one, make changes, and that way, and also click on the deploy button to make all the changes live, and you should pretty much have a working website. So if I click on the dashboard, I should be able to find resumes that I created just now, and that is how simple it is to create a full stack app using Databutton. And again, you can find all the files in here, make all the changes that you want, and you can go ahead and target elements and make specific changes. For example, I could say change the background color of this particular page and do it, and that's how you do it. And now that Databutton uses a more of like a reasoning and agentic kind of style, the time it takes to generate the files and make changes, it's a significantly longer than other tools. And one thing that I've noticed is that every time the AI writes a code, it will go ahead and do extensive checking as well. For example, in this section you can see writing the code and all that, and it also says validating the UI, just to make sure that everything is working as expected. And if it finds some errors, it will go ahead and fix all that errors before showing you the final preview. So that's basically how the Databutton website works. Now you can go ahead and start using Databutton using the link in the description below, and you can sign up for a new account and start using it right away. And you can implement payments using Stripe if you want to. You can integrate Superbase or Firebase for authentication and databases and do all that cool stuff. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you in this video, and I hope you guys found this video useful. If yes, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.